I'm on the Mexican radio. On the Mexican, radio. Mexican Padilla's on the radio. Oh, on the Mexican, radio. All right, so I guess Mexican Padilla, which subscribed to Mexican Padilla, he's doing good work. This guy's actually been arrested by the chief of police. There's court hearings. These guys are actually taking action. Go to Mexican Padilla's channel and subscribe and watch his video if you don't want to hear me constantly pausing and interrupting this. Okay? Sweet. Here we go. This is San Antonio Police Chief. This is a complete fail, and I'm going to be interjecting a lot because this is a disgusting sovereign citizen right here. Everyone you see, look at the zombie in the background. He's like, I will just stand here and look off into the distance because you're talking about constitutional issues and free speech. Can't have free speech. Police officers' feelings equals fear for life.
Unanimous, yes?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, so last year we worked with the city attorney's office to file cases on the self-termed First Amendment auditors. And they used the First Amendment to as a guise to insult and verbally attack police officers who are
insult and verbally attack police officers. That's what the First Amendment is, to protect unpopular speech. So already, he's using the word attack.
trying to do their work on the street.
Trying to do their work on the street. Talk about a blanket statement if I've ever heard one. The overwhelming majority of First Amendment audits are people engaged in their First Amendment constitutional right to record in public, and then you guys make contact with them, you guys escalate a lawful situation, and then they get mad and start cursing at you because you're so effing stupid that you don't understand the First Amendment.
Most of you, I guess, have seen the videos that they upload onto social media. They are vulgar. They are profane.
Not like when cops use profane and vulgar language towards the people who pay their paychecks. That's okay. But when we have our costume on, you are not to cuss at us.
They are insulting. And last but not least, they are unnecessary. And again, they do that under the guise of it's their First Amendment right.
It's not a guise. It is our First Amendment right.
To say these things to police officers. Well, the court proved them wrong yesterday.
So a sovereign citizen in a robe, he thinks because the sovereign citizen in the robe said the First Amendment doesn't mean free speech, that it must not mean free speech. And as a matter of fact, he doesn't. The court didn't say you don't have First Amendment. Again, this guy's twisting. You'll see.
I was in the trial yesterday over at Municipal Court of Jesus Padilla, known online as Mexican Padilla. He was charged with 3 counts of disorderly conduct and found guilty at the end of the trial. And
found guilty of disorderly conduct, not of speech. You understand that, right?
Charged fined $500 for each of 3 counts of disorderly conduct, plus court costs. I think I can say for every police officer out there that we are pleased with that verdict.
We are pleased that a sovereign citizen in a robe has decided that certain words can be construed into disorderly conduct, even when the police make the first unlawful contact to begin with. What law were they breaking before they started cussing at you? Why were you contacting them in the first place? How about that? This is how they lie by omission.
I think it almost puts a dagger in the heart of their First Amendment.
He's stuttering here because what it really does is puts a dagger in the heart of the First Amendment itself. And they love it. And they're pleased that it puts a dagger in the heart of the First Amendment. This is why he's stuttering here. Watch. Let's go back a little.
I think it almost puts a dagger in the heart of their First Amendment excuse.
First Amendment excuse. First Amendment excuse. You can have a First Amendment as long as you're not doing anything we don't like cussing at us, and verbally assaulting us.
For insulting police officers and verbally attacking and assaulting police officers while they're on their
verbally attacking, assaulting. He added 2 adjectives that time. Verbally, which is perfectly legal, and then assaulting, attacking.
Their posts. And with us today is our head prosecutor at the City Attorney's Office, Jose Nino. And Jose, welcome.
Thank you, Chief. Let me get started by saying that the City Attorney's Office is committed to upholding the First Amendment.
Let me get started by cop-splaining that. Look at the zombie in the back, dude. Did they give him a shot or something? Or is he so wide, his eyes are so wide because of this egregious infraction against the First Amendment that he's super on guard? First, let me start off by saying we really appreciate the First Amendment. Now let me tell you why we insist on violating it.
However, when those words or actions tend to incite a breach of the peace, then it's our duty to prosecute to the utmost to the law. So it's one of those. In this case, Mr. Padilla and his cohorts or his partners went ahead and used not only abusive and vulgar language towards our officers, but they did it with the intent to get a negative reaction by officers.
What are your officers doing talking to them in the first place? What crime are they suspected of to begin with? They act like they just walk up to cops and start cussing. That is such a lie. Who initiates the contact? Why is contact initiated with people engaged in lawful activity? How could they cuss at you if you don't approach them or make contact with them?
Put them in a negative light and cause some type of reaction and then upload it onto their YouTube or social media.
Again, if you guys didn't react and didn't bother people engaged in lawful activity, they would have nothing to upload. There would be no First Amendment auditor movement. There would be no movement if you guys didn't insist on being stars in the show.
Our duty and our goal is to protect.
So the only thing this proves, guys, is that when you're dealing with a cop, do not cuss at them. Period. Keep a low monotone voice and say everything you want to say. And instead of saying the F word, just say F and S and D.
Not only the citizens of the city of San Antonio, but our first responders as well. They went above and beyond what we would normally consider free speech. The judge agreed with us and went ahead and found that individual guilty. There's 2 more trials.
Where was the jury? $1,500 this dude's on the line for? Where's the jury?
Set in April and May against both of the other defendants that are in this case, and we hope to get the same verdict. If there's any questions, I'm sure the chief and myself are here.
I have a question. These videos online you've probably seen have tens of thousands of views. A lot of people tune into these types of videos. Is there any fear that what you guys did yesterday are going to embolden them to take it a step further with their rhetoric towards police?
They should. They should come out. People should come out in mass and surround the police station, peacefully assemble, and use their First Amendment rights and cuss and cuss and cuss to the top of their lungs. You're going to arrest the whole city? The judge should be arrested. These guys should be arrested right now. It is our right to cuss. Quit crying. Go do your job. It's not to bother camera people. If you didn't initiate contact, they would have nothing to cuss at, would they?
No, I don't believe so. And if people do, then they do it at their own peril. Again, I think the court spoke loudly and clearly yesterday as to what their First Amendment rights are and aren't.
The judge gets to decide what the whole city's First Amendment rights are and are not. This is a police chief.
Chief, there are many other people who are out there that are police monitoring per se, that have different approaches. Do you have any advice for people who feel like that they have a duty to come out and cop watch? If they do decide to record, what do you tell people that could show up with a camera that you're not familiar with if they're not, his traditional media?
To use your term, cop watch all you want, but it does not give you the right to verbally assault police officers.
Verbally assault. What a liberal douchebag. You're a loser, bro. Verbally assault. You're supposed to be able to. We give you guys guns and you can't take an insult? Dude, holy coward.
To distract them while they're doing their jobs.
Distract them. The 99.9% of First Amendment auditors show up somewhere, record quietly, and then you guys engage them. How about you just do your job, not engage them, and they won't cuss at you. You initiate contact. If you don't have a problem with us cop watching per se, don't engage us, and we won't have any reason to cuss. You understand how that works? It's called mutual respect.
You've probably seen there's a whole community of people who there's a relationship towards police where they feel like you guys maybe aren't always doing the right thing. Their words, not mine.
Their words, not mine, man. All right? Don't come after me, man. Don't send that zombie behind you after me.
Is there a sense of trying to repair that relationship with that portion of the public and restore that feeling of, hey, we're community police officers, we're here to serve and protect you guys? Is there a sense of that olive branch coming across?
We are held to the highest standards.
Oh, that's really, bro. He almost, I think he smirked right before he said that. Let's
to the highest accountability.
We're here to serve and protect you guys. Is there a sense of that olive branch coming across?
We are held to the highest standards and to the highest accountability in many, many ways. And anyone who wants to monitor us or audit us is more than welcome to do it.
Just don't cuss at us, please. Just don't cuss at us.
But you can't come out and insult and call.
This is where you got to put in that guy who auto-tune cried.
Police officers derogatory names in an aggressive way that puts police officers in fear of their.
Don't curse at our officers in an aggressive way that puts them in fear for their safety. The 20 weapons they're carrying is not enough to make them feel safe. They need to know that you won't cuss at them anymore.
Own safety, and they also do that at their own at the expense of their own safety as well. And you try to evoke that kind of reaction to the point where you're almost nose to nose with a police officer.
Because police walk right up to them and right in their face. Dude, this guy's a scumbag. No wonder cops act stupid. This is their leader? You walk right up to their camera, right up to their face. You square up on them and act tough. We don't approach you that way, because if we did, we'd be on the ground. It's you guys doing it. You guys are the ones approaching us. You guys are the ones tackling camera people. You guys are the ones swatting people's cameras. It's you that are putting yourselves in front of the camera. 99% of auditors are doing what they're allowed to do in public before you approach them. God, this guy's a moron.
And doing it in an aggressive way. That is not.
Then stop approaching us and leave us alone. If you don't start nothing, there won't be nothing. It's pretty simple.
Monitoring or auditing police, that's insulting and attacking police.
And when that type of confrontation happens from the general public in the direction of police officers, how does that affect what you're doing in that moment?
It's a distraction to officers who are standing there trying to protect a crime scene or direct traffic or do whatever it is they're doing. It's a distraction to them and could likely lead to the officer getting hurt.
Don't be distracted. How about that? It's funny, when I have to cook 1 million orders in front of a dining room full of people staring at me, and I just do it. Why do I just do it and not get distracted? How about you just do your job and don't get distracted by a First Amendment protected activity? The more you talk, the dumber you sound, dude.
Is there any training that's been done here within SAPD with this newfound of cop watch from now on that's been going on?
Yes, there has been discussions about it and discussions about maintaining professionalism and just continuing to do our jobs. And,
Oh, so you know you're not being professional.
and I want to thank the city attorney's office for taking these cases on and taking them to trial.
Chief,
I want to thank the prosecutor for prosecuting people exercising their First Amendment. We can't have First Amendment, especially if it makes our vaginas pucker.
Who has any free speech concerns, I'm sure they're thinking in their head right now, it's not illegal to insult a police officer. And so what is the technical difference between, calling an officer a derogatory name on the street or doing it on Facebook? And doesn't this open up a whole can of worms? What
Sure does.
is the response?
There are two distinct actions here. One, if someone is stopped and they decide to call the police officer a derogatory term, that's one thing. But when you aggressively and in a verbally assaultive way,
Verbally assaultive way. Please tell me the legal definition of verbally assaultive.
close space on a police officer when they're doing their jobs.
Close space. You guys are the ones closing in on us. We're almost always more than 10 feet away from you. This guy's such a cop-splaining liar. No wonder all the cops act the way they do. It comes from the top, people. It's not a few bad apples. Here's the big rotten apple right in your face.
And you come at them aggressively, that is totally different than just calling a police officer a name. We get called names all day long. But when you get up in an officer's face in an aggressive way, hurling verbal insults.
Please show me all these videos where First Amendment auditors go get up in police's face. Almost every single time, it's the cops getting up in their face, not the other way around, dummy. You are such a liar, bro.
Insults, that to me is a verbal assault.
That to me is a verbal assault because I have a vagina.
And not a First Amendment protected right.
Almost Park recently, it was a couple months ago, they had a huge open carry protest after an open carry person was detained at one point. Following what happened yesterday, are you guys bracing yourself for the possibility of having a protest here or citywide?
That really does not concern me. Again, the courts have spoken in this case, and I've been at those gun rallies, those open carry rallies, and when I'm there.
Protests don't concern me. You see, the courts have spoken. You don't have a First Amendment, and that's it.
People are as friendly as they can be.
The courts. Doesn't that mean one guy in a robe?
The same people, though.
Same folks.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't know that they are the same folks. These.
From my reporting.
No, we're pretty much the same folks, douchebag. Constitutionalists, gun rights, free speech rights, media rights. You're an idiot. How is this guy a chief of police?
The leaders of it seem to be the same people. Maybe I'm incorrect.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know that to be true from
because you haven't done any research, idiot.
From what I've seen, but I've been.
They are the same people, dude. We're all the same people. Don't mess with our free speech, free assembly, free press, and don't mess with our gun rights, and don't mess with our Fourth Amendment. We're all the same people, douchebag.
Gun rallies, and these folks there are not insulting police anyway. They're expressing their, constitutional rights to carry firearms, and that's all they're doing. I have not seen where they've been aggressive toward police or insultive or.
Then you haven't done your homework, douchebag.
Or insulting or demeaning or anything like that toward the police. Again, let me be clear, this is a very distinct verbal assault and a physical...
Verbal assault? Verbal assault. Someone please look up verbal assault legal definition. Please put it in the comments.
Aggressive way toward the police, and that is what the courts ruled on yesterday.
But could be just the start of the process. It go to appellate court and further and further.
That needs to go appeal it as far as you can. Jose, Mexican Padilla, as far as you can, dude. If I need to promote donations to you for legal fund, I will. People, Help Jose Padilla, Mexican Padilla. Fight this to the Supreme Court if he has to. We have the right to say whatever we want.
It could be. It could be. Look, I don't want to debate it. The courts have spoken.
See, that's the thing. We don't debate, man. Guy in the robe, he said, no more First Amendment. There is no debate. Period. Guy in the robe. That's it. We're wearing costumes. He's wearing his costumes. We investigate ourselves. They have sovereign immunity. What don't you understand?
I have said what I believe to be true about people's reaction and actions toward the police, and that's the way it stands right now.
One last question.
Chief, was Padilla at the most recent shooting on Olive and Pine?
Pardon?
Was Padilla known to be at the most recent shooting right there on Olive and Pine?
The most recent, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
I have a couple of specific questions.
Yes,
With regard to the date and the location of the 3 incidents that he was convicted of.
Yeah, the date of the offense was April 27, 2018, in front of Central PD.
April 27th?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
2018. And that would be like 501 South Frio?
501
Or-
South Frio. Yeah, like the
501.
Central PD.
Okay. And now, Mr. Padilla says he's under house arrest for some other charges. You said that there are additional people awaiting trial March and April. Is he also awaiting trial on additional charges related to these things?
Nothing with municipal court or nothing with the city of San Antonio. He may have some other cases with other jurisdictions, but nothing with us. His two other members of his pack, if you want to call it that,
his cohorts, his pack, his cult.
You're a weasel, bro. Man, I'm really finding that prosecuting attorneys are some of the biggest scum of the earth on this planet.
for both April 4th and May 9th.
And one final thing. He has some videos posted where he is like at a traffic stop or something and he refuses to ID and he says, "What is my crime?" And I don't know I don't know the answer to that question, but when you're stopped, I want to have a full understanding of failure to ID. You have to identify yourself?
Do you want to take that, Joe, from a legal perspective?
I mean, it's one of those, when you have a proper stop, and that could be a speeding violation, and the officer asks for your identity, then you need to identify yourself. If you don't
Proper stop. What's proper?
identify yourself, then the officers have their own policy and protocol to take care of. If they can't identify you, depending
They have their own policy and protocol to use violence against you.
on the charge, they may release you all based on their discretion, or they may have to take you in, depending on the circumstances. So every case is different.
Right. And officers always have a lot of discretion.
Always.
One other question. Speaking of other agencies, I know Jesus Padilla.
Yeah, we tell them specifically what to do and how to do it. And then we give them the discretion whether they want to do it or not, you see? But if they don't do it, discretion.
Some run-ins with the Leon Valley Police Department as well. Have you spoken with their chief or any other chiefs about these guys? And has there been any communication about how to handle them?
There was communication when they were hanging over in Leon Valley, yes. But, I mean, every police officer out there knows what these guys are up to. And I'm sure
Every police officer knows what they're up to. They go out and record public spaces that the taxpayers pay for. That is exactly what they do. And then you guys confront them for the lawful activity of assembling speech and press. You have yet to specify any crime other than after you guys harass photographers, they get mad and start cussing at you. Do you ever think if you maybe left them alone, they would have no footage? They would have no stars to put on YouTube. Instead, you keep escalating. Now you've taken it to court. That's not going to make anybody stop recording you, dummy. You're still going to get recorded. You're still going to get cussed at. Oh my goodness. They just make themselves look worse and worse and worse.
by today, or at least.
You guys don't have credibility anymore. The courts don't have credibility anymore. Any moron that says, just take it to court is a moron.
By the time you'll run your stories, every police officer will know what happened in court yesterday, which I think is important.
Do you know of any other cities that are dealing with
They're all dealing with it. I mean, you can go online. You can see they're dealing with it from West Coast to East Coast.
They're dealing with photographers. Man, these photographers. First Amendment auditor is a person who engages in their First Amendment right to assemble in public, to record things they can see from public. And that's basically it. And they get harassed by police. So the question is, why are police making contact with people who are engaged in lawful activity? That's the part they're trying to skip over. That's the big elephant in the room that he isn't going to bring up.
Thank you.
And where is this media to ask these questions?
Thanks, everybody.
So there you go. Again, subscribe to Mexican Padilla, subscribe to my channel, click the thumbs up, click subscribe, and then when you click subscribe, this little bell shows up. Click the bell. If you don't click the bell, they won't tell you when I upload a video, and then 6 months later, you'll be on Messenger going, hey man, when you gonna upload another video? I upload videos every single day, until something happens, and I get tired, or sick, or retire, or any other circumstances. All right, guys, no victim, no crime. You're looking at a scumbag right here. Stop verbally assaulting us. You're verbally assaulting us. I'm gonna look up verbal assault. Bye.